Hello everyone, I am Will and welcome to my first video tutorial. So I've been playing this game a while and I've got quite a bit of experience, and I've come to realise, as many people have, that the Americans are pretty imbalanced. I mean, they've got so many tools of destruction. They've got the BAR, they've got automatic rifles, they've got the fucking flamethrower, which is just a pain, and it all kind of ruins Japanese chances. They've got naval barrage for strategic options, which the Japanese often lack in a lot of campaign matches. I mean, what do the Japanese have? They've got bolt-action rifles, a few automatics, they've got light mortars, which need a lot of coordination to be truly effective, and they have the Banzai charge. Now, we all know what a Banzai charge is. You sprint, you hold your middle mouse button, you start screaming and yelling and charging at someone. But, what is its significance? It's not a bit of fun. This is actually Tripwire's main objective of balancing the two sides. This is what they've given us, a tool to counteract the firepower of the Americans. And we didn't know how to use it properly. This requires a lot of coordination within your team. Get on your mic, start chatting, start using these tactics. Because hyper-aggressiveness is what the Japanese team is all about. It's literally getting straight to the point and taking it. No messing around, no bleeding tickets, no unnecessary firefights. I'm probably not the only person to know this, but when a team starts getting, let's say, authentic, maybe borderline racist, that is when you start winning. Anyway, let's get down and dirty with Banzai functionality. So in this guide, I will teach you about damage distance while Banzaiing, the Serpentine maneuver, the multiplier effect you gain from Banzaiing with a group of people, suppression bonuses while Banzaiing, your stamina while Banzaiing, and the charge cancel, which is just a useful tip to increase the whole fluidity of the process, and also to give you more options if you actually see an enemy, because you don't just have to stab it.
The enemies on B, please assault A.
Okay, so lesson 1 is damage resistance. When you Banzai, your character becomes a lot tougher than usual. And the more people he Banzais with, the tougher he will become. In this case, I'm Banzaiing with myself and another person. So if we roll the clip, we can hear all sorts of guns. We can hear machine guns, carbines, M1 pistols. I die, sure, but if you look more closely, one in the chest, one in the gut, one in the head, one in the groin, and then I'm dead. Hell of a lot of damage I'm taking. This is another example. Again, it's just, when you're Banzaiing, you're a huge tank. If there's like 5 guys around you, you're gonna take, you know, half a clip of bar ammo to the fucking chest, and you're gonna survive it. So he hits me once over the trench gun. Hits me again in the arm, and so I've been hit in the chest, in the stomach, in the groin, and in the arm. I bandage that shit up. And then I poke out, get a few kills here. But basically the point I'm trying to make is, maybe in real life against the Americans, Banzais were purely suicidal, but in this they've made them actually a viable tactic. So do not be afraid of Banzai. You might feel like a sitting duck, but in reality, you're going to take a lot of damage, and they're going to blow a lot of rounds on you. And if they're blowing rounds on you, then hopefully the guy who's following you up is going to shank them when they're out of ammo and reloading. So I take another shot to my dick and my leg, and I bandage that up as well. Piece of cake. And then I see some Americans over here, and I try and shank them. Oi! Come here, you pussy! Okay, lesson 2 is a charge cancel. So we all know that to Banzai you sprint by holding shift, and then you press the middle mouse button, which is the default melee button. But what people don't know is that you do not have to finish your Banzai with a stab. You can cancel it. If while holding these buttons you just hit the right mouse button, you cancel it. So you hold right mouse while charging, and you let go of the other buttons, and your charge is cancelled. And you can aim freely and do whatever the hell you want. So here I jump over the top, skadoosh! I was Banzaiing, I cancel my charge, and I shoot him. Another example, same thing. Just make things a lot more fluid so you don't feel compelled to stab someone, because a lot of the time if they're far away and trying to gun you down, it is better just to stop and take a shot instead. I've also seen it happen a lot that people end their stab and stab an ally, which is never good. Okay, lesson 3 is the Serpentine maneuver. So if you've got a Banzai guy who's across an open expanse, you don't want to run in a straight line at him. You may think that you close the distance faster, but to them, all you are is a stationary target that's getting bigger, and it's just so easy to hit every one of their shots. So, what do you do? Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, you should know this, but all you do is you just zigzag at them. You run in a snake pattern. A lot of the time, you can time when their shot's going to land, especially if they're firing a bolt action. So you use that chance to sort of zigzag at those moments, and it's quite easy to dodge their shots. And that is the main method of damage mitigation. I mean, you're tough as it is, but by dodging more of their shots, you're mitigating that damage. So that is one of the most important things that I cannot stress enough, that it is that you zigzag towards an enemy. So I'm lying down. Don't think this guy's shooting at me, but shank him anyway. Another example, this guy doesn't know what hit him.
Serpentine bamboo!
It's a bar, by the way. Huge caliber, powerful gun. Took a bunch of shots. Dodged a bunch of shots as well. And I killed him when he was reloading. What makes the Serpentine maneuver so important is that as soon as you stop Banzaiing, i.e. as soon as you start your stab at the end of a Banzai, it means you lose all your Banzai damage distance bonuses, so it's important to stab them from the side, so they can't get that last shot in. Lesson 4 is grenade Banzai. So if you take out a grenade with 3, then you click left click, and then while holding left click to take your pin out, you hit your melee button. This starts cooking the grenade, but you need to pay attention to the fuse times of the 2 different grenades that you get. So Type 91 is 8 seconds. And then you find a bunker with a bunch of guys in it, and you get settled in, and the high explosives do the rest. I mean, this bunker is always packed with guys that are taking a seat on Iwo Jima, so you can do the same with a satchel charge, which I think has a 10-second fuse. And generally, it works, but you need to watch out you don't die when you pull the pin and kill allies. And the Type 97 has a 5-second fuse. This is a grenade which is on Betio and a few other maps. And if you die, if you kill yourself while suicide grenading, you don't lose a ticket. So you can do this as many times as you want and not hurt your team's performance. So lesson 5 is stamina recovery. What a lot of people don't think about is how quickly they're moving with a Banzai. So if you Banzai straight from spawn and you go straight to the fight with a Banzai, you are not going to last long because you are moving at a snail's pace. So what is important is before you start your grand charge, is that you have a lie down. That is the fastest way to regenerate stamina. If you're running around, you generate it so slowly. So if you're lying down, staying still, it will come back really, really quickly. And Banzaiing itself actually takes up less stamina than running normally, so it's a good thing to employ when you're running from spawn just to get back into the fight. Lesson 6 is Banzai suppression. So if a big man with a sword was running at you, you'd probably be afraid as well, and that's what happens in this game. I'm not touching my mouse, I'm letting the game control my movements when I'm suppressed, and this is what happens. So yeah, my guy has no idea what the hell is going on, he's going nuts. So you need to fight against this in order to aim straight if people are Banzaiing you. And the effect is multiplied, and also the radius of the effect is multiplied, the more people you have in your Banzai squad. So if, say, you have 7 people all Banzaiing together, then it'll be about, literally, you will be suppressed from about 50 meters away by the sound of these guys Banzai charging, and your guy will fucking black out without a hope. My final bit of advice to you guys would be, if you're playing Japanese, do not be afraid to die, and play with aggression. If you're playing with the aggression you need, and you're taking these points quickly and methodically, you're going to do well. The problem comes when you get caught up in firefights, and there's no clear direction of, where the team is going. If the commander says something which in any way involves some aggressive tactic, jump on board, because that is your best hope. Even in defense, if they're capping a point, you can Banzai, you can keep a forward line, you can still play with aggression, and it's a really important part of Japanese gameplay. One of the most vital aspects of this game is communication through a mic.
Oh, my bad.
If you're a squad leader or commander without a mic, that's probably a bad idea because you can't coordinate your men as easily. And with good communication comes clear direction. You want everyone on your team to know where they're fighting, how you're going to support them, and what the next step is. If you're a Japanese commander, there's a very simple formula you can follow. That is mortar smoke Banzai on each objective, rinse and repeat. It's probably the simplest and most effective one out there. Anyway, thanks for listening guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any thoughts or suggestions for new tutorials, or what you thought of this one, then please leave them in the comment section. And I'll see you guys on the battlefield.